The United States is currently facing one of the most significant and widespread winter weather events in recent years. A massive winter storm, combined with a dangerous intrusion of Arctic air, has triggered extreme cold warnings, winter storm warnings, and related alerts across much of the country. This system began intensifying around late January 2026 and is affecting tens to hundreds of millions of people from the southern plains and Texas through the Midwest, Great Lakes, Northeast, and into parts of the South and East Coast. The National Weather Service and NOAA have described this as a potentially historic and life-threatening event. Starting around January 23rd, the storm is bringing a triple threat: heavy snow in northern and central regions, significant ice accumulations from freezing rain and sleet in southern and mid-level areas, and brutally cold temperatures that could persist for days. At peak times, over 230 million people have been under various weather alerts, including extreme cold warnings, winter storm warnings, and forecasts for ice and snow accumulations spanning more than 35 states across a roughly 2,000-mile swath. Extreme cold warnings, which the National Weather Service updated in 2024 to replace older wind chill warnings, are issued when dangerously low temperatures or wind chills pose immediate risks of frostbite, hypothermia, or worse. These warnings highlight conditions where exposed skin can suffer frostbite in as little as 5 to 10 minutes. In the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, such as parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, and the Dakotas, wind chills have plunged to -40 to -50 degrees Fahrenheit or lower in some spots. Southern regions like Texas, Oklahoma, and the Gulf Coast are seeing wind chills drop into the single digits below zero or even -10 degrees Fahrenheit, with actual air temperatures well below freezing. In places like Chicago, forecasts call for wind chills of -30 to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Cities like San Antonio and Houston face extreme cold watches turning into warnings, with lows feeling like single digits or below. The polar vortex has dipped southward, amplifying this cold air mass and causing rapid temperature drops, sometimes 40 degrees Fahrenheit colder day over day in cities like Dallas. This cold is not just a brief snap. It is expected to linger through the weekend and into early next week, with some models suggesting hazardous conditions could extend into late January or early February in the eastern U.S. The cold air is fueling a major storm system that delivers heavy snow, up to a foot or more in parts of the plains, Midwest, and Northeast, for example 4 to 10 inches possible in cities like New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. There is also damaging ice from freezing rain, which could lead to widespread power outages as lines and trees weigh down under the ice. Travel chaos is widespread, with icy roads, reduced visibility, and flight cancellations reported across many areas. Experts warn that cleanup could be prolonged due to the persistent cold preventing any quick melt. NOAA has emphasized that the combination of precipitation and extreme cold could exacerbate power outages, making heating failures particularly dangerous. Regionally, in the Midwest, for example Iowa and Wisconsin, alert days have been declared through Sunday morning for dangerous cold. Wind chills reached -40 to -45 degrees Fahrenheit on Friday morning, with extreme cold warnings covering entire states in some areas until midday Friday, followed by cold weather advisories. Daytime highs struggled to climb above zero, and little relief is expected into the weekend. In Texas and the south-central U.S., areas like Houston and Austin face extreme cold watches or warnings, with Arctic fronts bringing plummeting temperatures and potential winter storm impacts like ice north of major cities. The Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, from Boston to D.C., are bracing for heavy, wet snow on top of already frigid conditions. More broadly across the East, more than half the U.S. population has faced dangerously cold air through the weekend. Authorities urge residents to limit outdoor exposure, especially for vulnerable groups like the elderly, children, and pets. Dress in layers, cover exposed skin, and watch for frostbite signs such as numbness or pale skin. Prepare homes for potential power loss by stocking blankets, non-perishable food, water, and battery-powered devices. Avoid travel if possible. If you must drive, carry emergency kits. Check on neighbors and those without reliable heat. This event underscores the power of Arctic outbreaks in winter, with the National Weather Service noting that such extreme conditions can lead to life-threatening situations very quickly. As the storm progresses eastward and the cold lingers, updates from local National Weather Service offices remain essential for the latest forecasts and warnings. Stay safe and informed. Conditions are evolving rapidly.